life always has a way of teaching you things, and this was mine, and that's how I took it in my stead. And whether partial blindness is even a fact today that I can't see from one eye, but I still continue to do what I do. I was diagnosed with after this large successful film called Bahubali. So if you saw that film, I was like 2 times this size or 3 times this size. But post that, I couldn't be the guy I was. So somewhere it was like reinventing yourself. It was finding perspective and meaning to the world in the way that you should find it. The largest lesson that you learn is time is limited. The way you spend each day, the way you value relationships or value what you do for yourself and for others, priority. The why in my life became very important post that. It took away 5 or 6 years of my life from active work, because I was dealing with how to get back to normalcy. Fortunately or unfortunately, the job that I was in, normalcy meant much more than normal standards. Because the last time they saw me on screen, I was killing a bison with my bare hands, and I knew I couldn't be that guy anymore. So I think every choice, whether it's life or the way you choose to move it, kind of changed. And there is a sense of hardship, but I don't know but that probably made me the human I am today, because if not that, I wouldn't have had a perspective to see the world in the way I do today.
Right, but like you said yourself, you have a life that is much. You've always led a life than normal mortals, and
it was the first take back that I got. But to me, the largest take back is you don't know anyone's story. Everyone has a life that you assume that's of a certain manner, but there's something that's far more deeper. If you can't help in any ways making that story better, it's not. That's the way to lead life, where unless you're not able to fix it, don't spoil it. So I think that's where it took me into. The second part was understanding greater values in life, and cinema was also seeing some kind of change in this point. Post 2020, we see everything very differently, whether it's watching a movie, whether it's experiencing life itself. And India being, it's not a complaint in any ways, but the fact that we are such a large country, we have so many things to deal with. There's very little importance to given to anything that is physically disabled. You find the normal in a different rhythm. But I think today there's a world that is telling some authentic stories. Just for example, a story of Shrikant that just came out some time back, whether it was films like Tare Zameen Par, whether any of those that kind of give a understanding of what this is. Because I realize whatever disability one is going through, it's very hard for the other to understand in the most authentic way possible. Phase where I had a year or something where I was just prepping for surgery, where I had to drop a certain kind of weight, I had to control my blood pressure, I had some calcification around my heart that I had to clean up. So there was a bunch of things I was doing. And there was a lot of sympathy that was coming my way, which was very hard to deal with, because you constantly were being reminded that you were weak. The only thing that threw me out of that was there were another bunch of people that had similar issues, and I went to a hospital called Mayo, and it's a little town where everybody is either a doctor or a patient. So that was the normalcy, and it was humor that got us out of many things. So I remember many people used to keep asking me, okay, this is your issue, you need a kidney surgery, you need a donor, you need a transplant, you need this. Everyone's sympathizing with you, but the day I started asking their blood group and said, will they be the donor, they started disappearing. So I realized everyone can be partial sympathetic, but if you want to take the extra mile and really do it together, I think it's events like this that give us that strength and vision to kind of put these forward.